Hey guys, Alex the Brainy Meathead here with a long-term product review, the Chaco Z2 sandals. And the difference between the Z2 and the Z1, the Z2 has the toe strap, the Z1 doesn't. So this is a long-term product review. I've had these sandals since about August of 2021. As of the recording of this video, today is March 31, 2024. So I've had them for about 2.5 years, a little over. Just to give you some perspective in terms of like my physical attributes, so you can make a smart assessment if these are right for you. I'm about 5'9". My weight has ranged between 205 and 220 over the last 2.5 years. I'm in my late 50s, continue to run into my later 50s, but I'm in pretty decent shape, work out every day, do cardio. I've used them from everything from going to the beach, walking my dogs. I do rucking with a 50-pound rucksack. I've taken them whitewater rafting. I've been out on the ocean on boats, traveled overseas. I've had them in Europe, had them in North Africa, had them in Canada, and they have seen a lot of daily use. In addition to that, I have flat feet, and I got one leg shorter than the other. And when I show you the soles, you'll get an idea. Anyway, so that's my physical attributes. You're probably much either better shape or condition than that, but just to give you some perspective. And just to cut to the chase, I love these things. I love them so much that I've already bought a new pair to replace them, because I run these through the ringer. Let me give you a quick overview on the product so you have a deeper sense of what they're about. All right, one of the things that I really love about these sandals is the strap mechanism. You can customize them to your foot, and there's a series of instructions that come with the sandals, and there's a few videos out there on how to adjust them, so I won't waste time getting into that right now, but just know that you could adjust them for a really tight fit. And that comes into play when you're either in some sort of maritime environment, wet environment, whitewater rafting, crossing a stream, on a boat, or even rucking or walking on a rainy day. The slip factor is minimal. As I mentioned before, there's a Z1 model that does not have the toe strap, so it looks something like this. I like the toe strap, even though it may look a little bit goofier. Although, if you watch the movie 300, I think the dudes were wearing these same exact type of sandal. I like the real tight fit and the snug fit on my foot, so I prefer the toe strap. Now, I mentioned I have flat feet. They have something called, I think, the Love Seat. Yeah, LUV. So these things have a good arch support, are very sturdy, and they cradle your foot nice and deep. Like I said, at 215, 220, carrying a 50-pound rucksack, using these sandals, a lot of stability, very comfortable, no knee problems whatsoever. Just an overall good, secure feel. And I live in a very humid environment, so sometimes you get sweaty. It rains while I'm walking the dogs. And again, I never feel like I'm gonna slip out of these things. From a construction standpoint, super durable, and you can tell that they're made for to take a lot of abuse. And actually, the way this is designed, it protects your toes pretty well from rocks and stems and things like that. Again, amazing job of protecting the foot, even though it's out in the open. They do come in a wide range of colors as far as the straps. I tend to like black. It's simple, kind of goes with everything, and it's hard to see when it's dirty. So I went with black, but they've got a ton of colors for these things. A few cons. One of them is the price point. It may be a little pricey compared to some of the other sandals out there, although I've seen the prices come down. I think I paid maybe $100 for them. I've seen them as low as 60 or 70 now for the same model. Actually, I ended up paying $60 on Amazon for the replacement pair. But it's worth it just because of the construction and the quality. I've read some things on this that maybe they get a little bit smelly. I haven't had that issue. I mean, I normally, if they do get wet, I'll rinse them off and let them air dry or put them in the sun, and no harm, no foul. And like I said, I've used them at the beach where they get wet. take a shower, rinse off. One thing in the beach is you may get a little sand in the straps, and you just gotta kind of pull it out and shake it if you don't want to make a mess and have your significant other or your wife yell at you because you brought a lot of sand into the house. Aside from that, no factor at the beach. They run true to size. I wear a size 10. I have a size 10. You know, again, once you fit it with these straps and you follow the instructions, nice and snug. Again, no rub, no looseness, true to fit. Like I said before, the care and maintenance, no big deal. Maybe a little soap if they really get stinky. These have not gotten stinky. Like I said, if they do get wet, real sweaty, I'll just hit them with the hose or just take them into the shower with me, and they're dry within the hour. I mean, they dry really quick, so no factor there. So I mean, the bottom line, so if you're looking for a good sandal and you're not caught up on trying to look like Joe Cool, you know, you want the coolest looking sandals. Again, they may look a little, you know, a little funny with the toe straps, but you know, I believe in form follows function. And these are just super functional. To go over the components, again, you have the toe strap, you have this that goes over your instep, as does this one, and then you cinch it tight with a little buckle on the end. One thing, as you can see, this one already broke. That's why I'm replacing them. But again, after 2.5 years of hard, almost daily use, I'm surprised they lasted that long. But I'll use this one. So one thing I didn't figure out until a few walks is once you snug the latch here around your foot, you have this dangling. I let it dangle and didn't really pay too much attention, and then realized there's actually kind of a little, it's folded back on itself, kind of a little hook, and you just thread it underneath the top strap, and it'll keep it in place. And I'll see if I can zoom in there. As far as the soles, well, you can look, these are very well worn. I'll show you on the new pair so you can see the difference. But you also see, oh, I forgot to mention, my feet supinate, so they turn out. Yeah, it's amazing I can even walk. But trust me, I've done a lot more than walking. But as you can see, the wear is uneven. That's from heavy use, but no big deal. It actually got into, I guess, the midsole, and still, that's how sturdy these things are. It took a while for them to start eating away at the midsole, and had it not been for this one kind of coming apart, again, after 2.5 years, probably would have still been using them or keeping them as a spare. But to give you an idea in terms of the grip pattern, so this is the new one, and this is the one that I've been using, and you can tell that it's well worn, but you see how aggressive the pattern is. Very, very sticky pattern. Again, I've used it. I've been on slippery rocks. Here in my part of the country, we have these things called jetties, which are kind of a series of rocks that go out into the water, whether it's the ocean or a lake. They tend to be wet and slippery. I've walked along those things to go fishing with no issue, no real slippage. So an amazing job. They do an amazing job of keeping you on track. I mean, obviously they're not like sticky rubber, so you gotta have balance, and you gotta, you can't run around like a crazy person out there because you will slip. But compared to other sandals that I've had, just an amazing job. On the card that comes with the shoe or with the sandal, Chucko, fit for adventure. I totally agree. The card has instructions on how to properly attach them, but if you go to the company's website, they have like a little video that shows you how to do it together. It took me a while just to kind of get it right, probably about 4 or 5 tries until I snugged it and figured it out. But once it was locked in, and I was good to go. And if I had to make some on-the-go adjustments, no issues. Adjust them, and they were nice and tight. So in conclusion, if I was gonna buy them again, well, you already know the answer to that question. I would. Great product, especially if you're, in wet or humid environments. Sometimes you wear these kind of like either waterproof or water-resistant shoes, and they're worthless if your feet get really sweaty or they get water in them. Nice thing about this is they dry very quickly, very comfortable. And again, you know, I'm a heavy old guy in his late 50s. So just think about it. Even at, at 220 with a 50-pound ruck, we're talking about 270 pounds. And I'll walk, maybe, 2 miles a day with these things, mile and a half, depending on the weather, longer on the weekend. When I've been on vacation, I've walked as far as 9 miles wearing these things, and no factor. I think a big plus or nice thing about them is the open design allows your feet to expand, so you don't get those hot spots or that pressure that you might get with regular shoes. Anyway, that's it. Stay safe. Alex the Brainy Me, head out.